that some other clients have had. Maybe the integration on the back end with like the accounting systems and things like that we were not really anticipating, and it's made their life easier on that front.
Well, I will say just even internally, like because we were pulling in all this data, just even our pay sheet process of getting our customers paid every month got infinitely faster and easier. I think we get a lot of questions about helping with forecasting as well as like accruals. And it's just, a lot of it is just, I need this data and I don't have time to type this stuff in manually.
Or even we got another customer recently that you handle mostly, I haven't done a whole lot with, but their biggest problem was trying to have an upload from all their statements into an accounting system that they already have. And they were spending a lot of time, a lot of man hours trying to take statements that they were getting from all these different pipelines and midstreams and take that data, aggregate it, then put it in a format where they could upload it into their accounting system in a timely manner. And we were able to take that for them and run it through the processes that we built and put it into, the tables and the fields that we put together, and then quickly turn that around and give them exactly what they needed to upload. So they can send us statements. I mean, Annalea, the other day, I'm on the emails that come through, and the customer sent her a statement like 2 p.m, and at maybe 2:10, she sent him an upload that he could put right into his accounting system that was taking them days to put together before.
Right.
And, he immediately sent back, wow, that was fast. And, they just don't know how quickly it can be done and accurately. You're not getting those manual input mistakes that happen sometimes.
And what's funny about that one is I actually had to do some quick troubleshooting because we actually got an Excel file on that one, and there was one row that all the fields were off. They weren't in the right column, just one single row. And so I knew I wasn't getting the right number when I was creating the upload file. So I, quickly looked through that file that we were given, and I was like, oh, and I just, fixed it real quick and then immediately had it. So that's when you have an issue. It takes 10 minutes.
Right. That one was crazy. And as we've talked to other groups, I think that's a relatively common problem that we weren't even anticipating.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, like, wait, that's where the power of having all the data, having it organized, having it in a format that we can manipulate. Now the outputs can be manipulated. Mm-hmm. So if you need to see it in a certain format, maybe there's some work that first time to get us to format it the way you want it. Maybe you got to hold our hand for an hour on a call or 30 minutes to say, or send us what you're currently doing. But once we figure that out, you get it set up that way, basically press a button, and now that data is in that format, and they can go use it for whether that be, maybe they've got an internal financial model, and they're like, hey, we run this big corporate financial model. We have to organize all this data. Maybe they've got an accounting system, whatever it is, spits it out that way. So that's huge. So we've gone over most of View, and maybe if you are listening to this, you don't have a big background in what we're talking about, gives you some appreciation of the complexity here, or if you're at an oil and gas producer, an appreciation for maybe what the marketing and accounting people have to deal with, and a tool that can maybe make their life easier. Talk some now, Jon, about the pricing dashboard and some of the other things that we've done around some of the macro data and how that is it's housed. It's more of an internal tool. We're not always able to share all the pricing data depending on if the client has subscriptions to some of the subscriptions we pay for. But if it is a client that's already subscribed or to some of these services, we have the ability to have that there as well. But talk about some of the stuff you've done there.
Yeah, so the pricing dashboard, this is one of those things, really like everything else we've talked about so far, where it came together because me personally, I'm kind of inherently lazy, and I'm looking for the fastest way that I can get something done, or to save some time for me. So
it's called efficient, not lazy.
Efficient. There you go.
Inherently efficient.
Inherently efficient.
You're definitely not lazy. I know that.
And so I needed something so that I could pull prices quickly. That was part of the marketing integration, getting invoices out. It's something that's helpful to our commercial reps. It's something that's helpful to our trader. And being able to quickly grab those prices historically, up-to-date prices, just everything that you need. Maybe you need to put together some kind of a model that's showing you trends over time with prices, and that can take a lot of time that you don't want to spend putting that together. And so just like the other things, we built some tables and started figuring out how can we upload these prices daily, automatically, and then take that data and put it in a visual that makes sense for people to see. And so I really just wanted to put something together that my trader and I could look at and quickly find things, and it turned into being able to see storage, gas and crude, trying to see NGL prices at all your different indexes. Same with gas, your daily prices, your first of the month prices. What are some of the other things that we have in there besides?
Opus, we have not all, but we have the gas and storage, gas storage and crude storage data from EIA. And I'll add a little bit there on the evolution of the pricing dashboard, because we were taking whatever format we could get our pricing information from, Platts or whoever, and we're started manually entering every single price every day or every month into a spreadsheet. And that was just on the gas side.
Yeah, because they charge you way more if they want it in Excel. Right?
Exactly.
Oh, you want it in Excel? That's going to be 5 times the price.
Exactly. And that was gas. We were doing the same thing for crude. We were doing the same thing for basis information, and the same thing for Opus prices. And so I just applied the same, philosophy to the pricing, and now we automatically scrape in those prices into our database, and we can automatically calculate basis information. And anytime we would have a request like, hey, I want a basin overview of what are the prices looking like in Eagle Ford or Permian, it would take like a week at least of going through each individual spreadsheet, compiling all that information, going out to EIA to pull crude prices, since the 80s or whatever. And now all that data is automatically pulled in. It's already, and it's there.
Yeah.
So it's saved me a lot of time, and I too am efficient / lazy. But yeah, PDFs are where data goes to die.
Right.
Is like basically the issue we have. And we also have a current customer who is getting charged thousands of dollars on top of what they're already paying just to get an Excel version of their own revenue statements. And so we're kind of working through that to help them just even save money there. Like, it's just crazy.
It is crazy. I love that PDFs or where data goes to